Hello guys and welcome to Auto Syndicate. Hope you all are doing good. I'm very excited shooting this video because today I got an opportunity to be in Race Concepts. For those who all who don't know what Race Concepts is one of a leading team in the Indian motorsports, and they have some amazing achievements and they're championship winners. And fortunately, today we are here in Race Concepts, and I've got an opportunity to meet the founder and the mastermind behind Race Concepts, Joel Joseph. Let's go inside and have a chat with him, and also I'll show you two of his amazing built Accord and Honda City, which you all are going to love watching. And if you've not yet subscribed to Auto Syndicate, please do subscribe to Auto Syndicate and click on that bell button. Come on, let's go inside and meet Joel. So here we have Joel Joseph with us. Joel, welcome. Joel, I would like to first, ask you about your journey. So what was your motivation and your idea behind Race Concepts?
My journey has been almost 20 years old. Started out as a passionate enthusiast, wanting to ride a bike fast, and then eventually got into cars. I was a person who had a lot of interest in motorsport, so I got into competitive racing bikes and then cars, and then I also had the inclination to build them. And so the journey has been almost like quite literally over 2 decades, I would say about 22, 23 years now. And it's spawned into a great career for me. I worked as a professional race engineer for a racing team. I was also part of the MotoGP in 2011 as a race engineer. So I've had a long journey before I started Race Concepts. Started Race Concepts mid of 2011, and then since then it's been a great journey. It's been 13 years now, and we've come a long way in building cars. And initial part we also built a lot of bikes, and for the longest of time now we've been into cars, and we've come a long way in racing, rallying, drag racing, and time attack in all formats. We build a lot of fun street cars, special projects. We do bespoke projects for people based on what they want, OEMs, and we do a lot of engineering. We design, we develop, and we do a lot of cool things. So that's the sum of what I've been doing for the last 20 years.
Okay, so could you just tell a brief about yourself? What are the championships you hold and your achievements a bit?
So I'm as a racing competitor, I've had my fair share of wins, obviously, in bikes in the initial stages. I've won a few drag titles in bikes, a few championships on bikes, and also I never did rallying on two-wheelers. For some reason, I never got the opportunity, or maybe things didn't sync that well, I suppose. But I did hill climbs, I did drag racing, and I did circuit races. That was my forte. I won at Chamundi Hills. I won at Nandi in the 250cc category. I used to regularly ride a 165cc and like in the stock and modified trims. And with cars, my career with cars started in 2011 actually 2010. From the time I started building Hondas and started competing at drags, and then I did hill climb, and then I did drag races. Like quite professionally from 2012, and then I did circuit racing as well. So I have my fair share of wins in races, championships, and drag racing, and hill climb racing now, and a lot of watercrosses, tarmac events we have won. So yeah, multiple national champion in cars and bikes.
Recently, Race Concepts has come up with an academy. I'm sure, right? So what exactly does this where is this academy located in?
So we are actually operating as a advanced racing academy since 2019. It's 5.5 years now. We are largely operating out of Coimbatore because obviously we don't have a racetrack in Bangalore. So the idea was conceptualized by our team member Arjun Balu, who is a multiple national champion. So it was all our minds put together to help people understand how to drive a car, because most people, when they want to get into racing, they don't really know how to go about doing things. So to facilitate a channel for people to learn to driving the right way, and then especially circuit racing requires skills and a lot of guidance. Otherwise, you're going to make a lot of mistakes, and your prime years of learning and understanding is largely wasted. So for that, we've created a opportunity, and we've, in the last 5.5 years, we've got over 300 graduates, and we've also trained OEMs such as Tata Motors and Hyundai and all that to regularly bring on board their engineers to give them better understanding of car development and engineering values. So we've actually always brought the technical aspect and the driving aspect to people so that they can learn to drive a car better. So a lot of multiple students, a lot of students from our academy have graduated into competing in the national series. A few are doing really well. In fact, one of our students is today driving a Formula 3 car, and it's great to see the talent grow and spread. So we're very happy about that.
Great. And what is the future vision of RC? Where have you planned internationally, globally?
So I've seen international racing in the past as well. Like I said, I've seen my fair bit in the early years. I decided to stick to India because I think the country here needs a lot of uplift. There's enough racing happening abroad. There's nothing new that you're going to do by taking ourselves there. It needs uplift in our own country. If everybody decides to leave India and go somewhere else, then nothing is going to be taken care of here. So my goal is to uplift the sport here in whatever manner we can, especially with racing and drag racing and rallying. I have not had a lot of time with rallying. I've done about 7-8 years of rallying, but then my focus is primarily on racing and drag racing. I think that's where a lot of grassroots level racing and a lot of fine career can be honed. So I think the goal that I would personally have is to take the sport forward by building great cars, giving people better opportunities. So unlike any other career like of sports, like unlike cricket, football, this arena of motorsport is highly dependent on the equipment, and the equipment is the car. And if you don't have a good machine, you can be the world's best driver, but you're not going to go any further. So you see today, any Formula 1 driver or a WRC driver or any great driver for that matter, having all the talent in the world, they are not able to achieve what they want to achieve because the equipment suffers. So my goal from day one has always been to provide superior equipment. So which is why I, as a race engineer and also being a competitor, I have this fine balance of understanding what a car needs, and that helps me, to develop both the angles, the driver side of things, and also to hone the machine the right way and to make sure it is exactly as required. So my goal is to build better cars, spread awareness of the sport, give people more opportunities to drive, and definitely improve the standards in India. And of course, if there is an opportunity for us to showcase our prowess abroad and compete, I would not miss the chance. Definitely, my eyes would be on drag racing and circuit racing to really show what ingenious Indian engineering can be showcased abroad and how we fare against the might of the international things out there. So that would be my goal.
Great, that's great. So guys, you heard Joel. There's no doubt why they call RC, why they say RC has that passion for motorsport and an eye for innovation. And today we have this Accord with us. So I'll let Joel tell us the details and the mods, the performance mods done on this Accord. Joel, could you please help me with this?
Yeah. So this is a 2005 Accord. Started life as a regular 2.4 manual normal straight car. So this car has now gone through a couple of iterations. It started out as a front wheel drive, regular layout of an Accord with slightly lightened out, like all the interior stripped and gutted, and we put a roll cage and we turbocharged the 2.4 engine. And we built this car in 2019.
Okay.
And back then it was producing around 650 horsepower. And front wheel drive was quite a useless thing because it really didn't have the ability to put the power down. And with the stock gearbox and open differential, it was madness. it would still do a late to mid 12s and was difficult to put the power down. And then we added some stuff to the gearbox and we worked on it, and then we went a little quicker, but then not enough. So eventually we went out making an all-wheel drive version of this. So this transmission setup, and then we added our own custom differential, and we had a prop shaft layout. We made a completely new subframe. So the car is the first all-wheel drive custom ground-up built car in the country.
Okay.
Right now it pushes past 700 horsepower,
Okay.
and it is quite light. Compared to a stock Accord, yes, it's slightly lighter, but for what it is supposed to be as a category car to compete, it's heavy. But over a stock Accord, it's about 250 kilos lighter, 200 something kilo lighter, and then puts very good traction down. It does early to mid 3 seconds to 100, and quarter mile so far we've clocked a best of 11.3, 11.4. But the car has a lot of potential. It's constant development, so I think we can push more. We should be able to get the car into the 10s quite soon, and yeah, so it's a car that's evolved over the last 5 years.
Okay. So will this be participating in the latest Vroom?
Yeah, of course, I'll be driving the car.
That's great.
Last time we couldn't really showcase the car because we had a clutch related issue. So we kept blowing clutches, and then on day 2 of the event, we really couldn't drive it because the clutch completely gave up and it melted completely down, and to an extent where we couldn't even shift the gears. So this time we've upgraded those aspects, and we understood how much of abuse the all-wheel drive system is putting on the drive line.
Okay.
So those gremlins have been fixed, and hopefully we should be able to set a time.
Okay, that's great. You heard Joel about the Safari, one beautifully built race spec. Now we'll look into a Honda City which Joel has.
My favorite car is this. It's right
Okay.
here. It's a friend's car. Belongs to a friend called Karthik.
Okay.
Great car, which we built over the years.
Okay.
It's one of the fastest naturally aspirated street cars, and it's got a fancy interior. It's got all genuine Sparco seats, and it's got a 1.5 liter high compression engine.
Okay.
This thing puts out about 190 horsepower,
Okay.
and it runs on pump gas. So it's one of the nicest builds that we've done. It runs on our suspension, and it's got all 4 discs. It has NK RPF wheels. It's a very, very unique car. Not like the other cars that we build. It's not like a great looking car. It's a sleeper. So
It's a
it looks,
sleeper.
it's got the original Honda colors and all that. So nothing fancy, but then it's a very, very quick car. Does 0 to 100 in late 5 seconds. Being naturally aspirated, and has a slow ratio gearbox and everything to really pull through. And it will do a early 14-second quarter mile, being a street car. Has AC and everything. So it's a great fun car. So one of my favorite builds.
This is about 2 of his cars, and I hope we'll get more opportunities to see his future builds. Comment if you wanna know more about any of his cars, so we can request him based on those comments to show us that car and give us a description of that. This is about Race Concepts, their vision, their dedication, and yeah, that's it. And thank you all for watching this video. If you like it, please like, share, and subscribe.